Hello! Welcome to the So You Want to Be a Marine Biologist podcast, where we dive into the connection between the land, the sea, and us. Here, field stories reign supreme and life experiences are divulged. I'm your host, Kara Muzia. Let's dive into today's episode. Hello, mermaids, pirates, ocean lovers, and land lubbers. Welcome to today's show. Today we're going to do something a little different. I have been sharing some of my writings online on my website, and I thought it'd be really fun today to read some of them on the podcast. You'll have to give me your feedback if you like this or not, but I think you're really going to enjoy it because we're talking about sea turtles. And who doesn't love sea turtles? We just started sea turtle season officially the other day on March 1st here in Florida. And of course, sea turtles, do what they want. We already have several leatherback nests on the beach. I think we had the earliest record nesting leatherback ever this year. So sea turtles and the season, and we're coming. So where I live, we have 3 different species of sea turtles. There are 7 total worldwide. But here in Florida, we have loggerhead, leatherback, and green that actually nest on our beaches. We do have hawksbills that also live in the ocean, but they don't really nest on our beaches here. Anyway, so they start and end nesting at different times. Leatherbacks, like I mentioned, already started. They started in February, March, and they'll nest until July-ish. That's kind of a late nest for leatherbacks. Loggerheads start in April and will nest until September-ish. And greens will start in May and nest until it's supposed to be October 31st because that's when sea turtle season officially, quote unquote, ends. But I've seen Thanksgiving Day nests at the end of November. Nature does what she wants. Sea turtles will not only return to the same beach where they hatched, they will often lay multiple nests during the same season. So one turtle can lay hundreds of eggs in the manner of just a few months. Then they'll skip the next nesting season. And this is why if you ever look at a graph of the number of sea turtles nests by year, you'll notice that some years will be huge, big numbers, and then the next will decrease significantly. Although on a whole here in Florida, the numbers are generally on a rise over the last 20 some odd years. Wonderful news since all sea turtles are listed as either threatened or endangered. So it's going to show us that the conservation efforts and regulations that were put in place a couple of decades ago are finally coming to fruition because that's how long turtles take to reach reproductive maturity. It's about 25-ish years. So back to our nesting turtles on the beach. It's a lot of work hauling that several 100-pound body out of the water, or closer to 1,000 if you're a leatherback. They have to crawl up a hill on the beach, dig a hole as deep as their flippers are long, birth or lay 80 to 120 eggs, depending on the species, cover up the hole, camouflage it so critters can't find the eggs, and then haul their heavy, exhausted bodies back down into the water. Phew. I always imagine the mamas finding a good-sized rock to hide under after all this and taking a nice long nap. Cool, Kara, I hear you saying. Fascinating fact. And if you're listening to this podcast, of course you love this fascinating fact. But did you know it actually has something to do with you? And I'm going to get into that, but I have a question for you. What are the seasons in your life? Are you in a season of rest? Are your days so full you don't even know where to begin to answer that question? Are you in a season of transition, of a shift or a change? Are you in a season of a new beginning? Or perhaps you're keeping on, enjoying just where you are in this moment. We all have seasons in our lives, and just like our shelled friends, sometimes our seasons are very, very busy, exhausting in the most fulfilling way, and other times it's the complete opposite. And that time of rest is where the magic happens. That's where we restore ourselves, reconnect with our purpose. By taking time to go with the flow, to play, to just be, we're able to return to our true work with renewed vigor, ready to tackle whatever problems may arise. But we have to take that time to restore ourselves. Could you imagine if the sea turtles didn't take that time off? If she didn't focus on nourishment and rest and just burn through all of her days like it was nesting season? It simply cannot exist. Her body would not sustain that much demand for extended periods of time. But in our culture of go, 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 productivity, do as much as you can with the limited amount of time that you have, we expect to be able to do that. We expect to be able to burn and burn and burn and go, go, go all the time and expect no repercussions, to be able to play all out, full out, every single day, all year. Here's the thing. Nature designed us the same way. There's a time for work and a time for rest. If you're feeling anxious, strung out, like you've got the pedal to the metal and there's no other way to live, perhaps take a cue from nature. See where you can relax, feel held, or simply float. How do you play? How do you rest? How do you rejuvenate yourself? On the flip side, too much idleness can also be detrimental. If the sea turtle didn't take to such frequent industrious acts such as mating and reproduction, there wouldn't be a population of sea turtles. Often we can find ourselves saying, that sounds nice, or I'd like to, and we decide to do a Netflix binge instead, or we get so busy running our lives that we don't make time for the work that really matters. There has to be balance of rest, of restoring ourselves so that we're able to play full out, and of work, true, meaningful, impactful work. So, what is it that you need? And are there a couple of things that you could do right now to create more meaning in your life? Go from the hustle and bustle to rest, or from stagnation into motion. Go gently with intention and see how things change for you. So I wrote this a really long time ago. Not a really long time ago. I wrote this several months ago. And it feels really appropriate to introduce this writing to you now because this week only, and this is the week of March 3rd through March 8th, the doors to my signature program, Steer Your Course, are open. And Steer Your Course is about finding your dream job and finally landing it. But it's not just pedal to the metal, go, go, go. I take a holistic approach in everything that I do, and I do bring that into this course. And so part of this is really examining what season we are in our life. Excuse me, I got a little country on there for a second. And really honoring that and seeing what fits and creating meaning from that. So, like I said, doors are open this week only. They will close Saturday, March 8th at 8 p.m. So I would love to have you part of the program. I would love to hear any questions that you have about the program. You can shoot me an email, howdy@karagracemuzia.com. And everything about the program and all details are at karagracemuzia.com. Of course, there's a link in the show notes as well. I hope you enjoyed your little lesson about sea turtles. Some of it may have been a refresher if you've been a long-time listener, and some of it may have been fun, new information. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day and rest of the week, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for listening. Have you heard about my free program, Back to Nature? Getting outside is vital to our health and the health of our planet. The cool part is, to reap the benefits, you only need a few minutes a day. This course is designed to be fun and easy to do, and perhaps spark an adventure or two. Click the link in the show notes to get started today, or visit karagracemuzia.com. Thank you for listening to today's show. I'd love to hear any insight you've gleaned. Leave a comment in the show notes or send me an email over at karagracemuzia.com. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a review and, of course, share with your friends. If you want more resources for creating a life of purpose and meaning, plus personal insight from me that I just don't share anywhere else, join me at karagracemuzia.com and sign up for email updates. Keep after your dreams and making waves in your community. One person can make a difference. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the So You Want to Be a Marine Biologist podcast.